Guys, it's me, Lucie Spill. So I am moving away from the Has and Meggie Poos for a little bit, and I'm starting a series on the tragedies of Love Island and the losses that they've suffered. And I'm starting out with Caroline Flack, and then I'll go into Sophie Graydon, and then I'll go, oh God, I hope I pronounce his surname properly. I'll go into Mike Theralites. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Theralites. He's got a Greek surname. So firstly, I will be talking about Caroline Flack. Everything I talk about in my videos is my opinion only, so sit back, relax, grab yourself a cuppa or a drink of your choice and enjoy. So Caroline Flack was born on the 9th of November at Enfield Hospital, East London, and she has a twin sister, Jodie. She also attended Great Hockney Primary School and Wayland School in Norfolk, where she grew up. So she also had a great passion for singing and dancing, which led to the stage school Broadwalk Company, where she became a very talented singer and dancer. And that's where her aspirations of going into TV started to spring to mind, and people started to see a real bubbly and just lovely personality that brought us so much light. Just so much light. Now, in the early 2000s, she started to get small acting roles, and she was in Bo Selector. Now, people who were born when I was, in 1986, will remember Bo Selector. It was Keith Lemon. And she played Bubbles, and she was hilarious. So that's where people really started to notice her and her real infectious personality. Now, her big break came in 2008, where she did I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here Now, which was a spin-off from I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. And she did that with Joe Swash, you know what I'm like, and also Ollie Murs. And the chemistry with her and Ollie Murs was very, very, again, infectious. They were quite the team, and that's what led them to X Factor, I believe. So her career really took off in 2010 when she started to do the Extra Factor with Ollie Murs again. She was going through so many mental struggles, but on camera, we saw none of that. All she brought was funniness, happiness, silliness, that's all we saw on camera. We didn't see any inkling of what was going to happen, if you know what I mean. So in 2014, she won Strictly Come Dancing, which is the same as Dancing with the Stars over in the States. And she won that in 2014. She did an amazing dance at the end, which I think won it for her. A partner, I'm sorry if I get his name wrong, it was Pasha Kovalek. I'm sorry if I've pronounced that wrong, you know what I'm like. So Dermot O'Leary decided to step down for X Factor, and that's where Ollie Murs and Caroline Flack took over in 2015. Now, she also took over from Love Island at the same time, and as Simon Cowell wanted her so bad for the X Factor to present it with Ollie Murs, he said she was allowed to fly back and forth, and I think he maybe helped to fund that also. And the funny thing is that Ollie Murs made a huge mistake on camera, because it's live. He made a huge mistake where he read the wrong name or something like that. You know, at the end where they're saying who's through and who's not through. Well, he said the wrong name. He did that. And she got so much more bullying than he did, because people were saying how bad they were at it, and she was getting it, I believe, because she's the female. She was really getting it in her personal looks. Why? She was stunning, and just really going in on her. And I would say mainly females, jealousy vibes. But yeah, it was the documentary on Channel 4 that her family did for her. Ollie Murs did speak out about this and said it was disgusting that he barely got any. He made the mistake and she did. So let's talk about Love Island and how much light she brought to that programme and how good at it she was. I mean, that really rose her to fame, Love Island. And she did some really good interviews surrounding Love Island. And I don't know if you've noticed, the first 2 seasons are much less produced, much less contrived, that kind of thing. And she really made the show what it was. A lot of the contestants have come out and said that. Everything about Love Island is all because of her. And the interview she did, because obviously being a presenter, she'd be involved in meetings and stuff like that. She did interviews and she was like, well, we don't need to do any more with it. What's not broke, why fix it? That was what she said on one of her interviews that I watched. So very true. Now it's all contrived, it's all, they all get together, boys, girls, in the morning. It's just all getting a bit too produced, and when she was doing it, I'm sorry about my dog in the background, she likes to muscle in. So at Castle Amor, which started in season 3, she when Molly May came out on her own and Tommy Fury was there with the teddy bear, she cried. She was like really in it. She loved love. Caroline Flack loved, and that's all she ever craved was love. That was it. Now in 2018, she played Roxy Hart in the West End in Chicago, which I didn't even know about. So amazing. So she's just rising up and up to fame, doing so well, but being trolled so badly. She was really getting it, and that's when she started to come out about her mental struggles and stuff like that. She had some really high profile relationships also, one of them being Has, and Has, Mr. I Don't Like Tabloids, put out in a tabloid that she was his bit of rough. Nice, Has. Nice. She also dated Harry Styles and was criticised for the age gap, which he was over, 16 at the time. And yeah, I think when they're 16, I don't think that's much of an issue, but she got a lot of stick for that. So on Celebrity Juice, she'd make a joke out of it. Like, she'd be like, oh, I like younger boys. She'd just joke about it. And, even though it was probably affecting her mentally, the trolling she was getting, she was making jokes about it, and she'd go onto Celebrity Juice and stuff like that. So, yeah, nothing on camera was telling us that she was having these mental struggles that she really was having, especially after all these high profile relationships. So yeah, she was getting a lot of stick for these high profile relationships that she got herself into. Now, she did speak out about the main reasons for her depression was the trolling and the tabloid attention she was getting. The tabloids were terrible to her, the Sun being the main culprit. So yeah, she was getting also so much stick from tabloids. I mean, constant. I mean, all Caroline Flack craved was love. That's all she craved. A twin sister got married and was settled, and that's all she wanted. She just wanted to be loved. She craved that so badly, and when relationships ended, it really affected her really badly, because she just wanted that marriage, settling down, stuff like that. And I think her mental health was just getting in the way, and she was just picking the wrong kind of men, in my opinion. So Caroline Flack started dating someone called Louis Burton. And in 2019, Caroline Flack was charged with an alleged assault against Louis Burton. Now, the Sun put I don't know how they got hold of it, but they put a disgraceful picture out of blood all over the room. That wasn't Louis Burton's blood. She said one of her last posts she did a video, I think, on Instagram, was saying she was very upset, and she was saying the only person she hurt was herself. So the blood did not come from him. He had a tiny scratch on his head. So there was an altercation, but the blood, all that blood that the son tried to spin, came from him. No, it didn't. It came from her. What also affected her really badly was she wasn't allowed contact with Lewis Burton until the court case, and she very much wanted to. I think they both wanted to. They didn't want to break up, but they wasn't allowed to. She was on bail, and she wasn't allowed to get in contact with him, and that massively affected her. So due to this, she stepped down from Love Island. Now, in my opinion, I believe she was forced out by ITV. Love Island is one of ITV's biggest cash cow, and this is why it's not been taken off air after 3 unalives have happened on there. So at this time, it is only an alleged assault. She'd not even been to court, and in my opinion, ITV forced her out, and Laura Whitmore, who she did say was a friend and she'd like her to take over, Ian Sterling's girlfriend, took over, Laura Whitmore, and was terrible at it, in my opinion. Terrible. So Maya Jam is doing a great job, but like I say, it's way more contrived. She's nowhere near as good as Caroline Flack was, but she's doing a better job than Laura Whitmore. A much better job. Now, we all saw the footage of her being absolutely hounded, harassed, everything. She had her head down going into court. Now, if we want to parallel this with Haz going to court, where nobody was around him, hardly any paps, anything, and then compare it to Caroline Flack's, very different. She was surrounded. I mean, I'm talking, she couldn't move. So she was really harassed, and she'd not even been charged with anything at this point. Also, the tabloids, mainly The Sun, were just putting so much BS out there about her, and they were really going in on her. Mainly The Sun and the Mail, they were just really going in on her, and it was just affecting her so badly. The trolling, the paps, the tabloids, it was just all too much. The fact that she couldn't see her boyfriend anymore, due to this altercation, it was just all getting way too much for her all at once. She'd not even been charged at this point. Another thing, I have not seen nearly as much anything in the media, anything at all, paying nearly as much homage that she deserves. She deserves so much more than what she got, so much more, because she just brought so much light to all of us. So again, I just wanted to pay some homage to her. She was amazing, and such a sad loss for everybody. It really was. So sadly missed. So sadly missed. So on the next episode, I will be talking about Sophie Graydon, and surrounding her unaliving, there was more than one. And I will be talking about that in the next episode. So I hope to catch you all there.